My name is Paul Solignano. I'm going to talk to you today about how businesses can help government solve some of Canada's biggest social problems, and how that starts with corporate social responsibility. Now, what I mean by that is simply that businesses have obligations beyond earning profits for their shareholders. They have to consider the needs of their customers, society, the effect on the environment in which they operate, all these other social factors beyond profits. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But first, I want to talk about this idea that a lot of people have that all corporations are evil. It is true that a lot of businesses, particularly big businesses, act in ways that are not socially responsible. They use up scarce resources, pollute the environment, create an income gap, contribute to gender inequality, and they even influence political agendas in the pursuit of personal profits. So, for example, recently a lot of companies, Coca-Cola was one of the big name companies, contributed millions and millions of dollars to a lobbying group that opposed legislation that would make it mandatory for food companies to label when their food contained genetically modified ingredients. These companies were willing to put so much money into opposing this legislation because if it came into law, they would presumably lose a lot of profits. So you can see that as they pursue profits, a lot of times it's actually at the expense of society, greater society. And business actually does create a lot of the world's social problems. However, I'm going to argue that they also have the ability the potential to help solve them. So we basically see two effects from the social problems caused by businesses. We see an increased public pressure on businesses to be more socially responsible. What this means is that consumers want socially responsible business, and therefore businesses can make profits by appealing to society's desire, in this case, social responsibility. Therefore, there is no trade-off between behaving in socially responsible ways and earning profits. The second effect is an increased public pressure on governments to respond to these increasing social issues. The problem with that is that government's resources are finite. They get their revenue from tax dollars, and there is only a certain amount of that to go around. If governments keep creating program after program after program to respond to all these different social issues, they're going to have to either stop running existing programs or spread their resources thin to accommodate all of them. Either way, it's not going to satisfy all of society's needs, and it's that difference between what the government can provide and what society demands where for-profit businesses can step in and start to alleviate some of those issues while still earning healthy profits for themselves. These are profitable businesses with a social focus. Now, in essence, what I'm talking about is Karl Marx's theory of the invisible hand. And what this said is that everyone can pursue their own self-interest, and indirectly they'll be supporting everybody else in society. So one person can make and sell shoes for a living because they're both able to fill a need that society has and earn a livelihood for themselves. They're pursuing their own self-interest, but filling a need that society says they need. So this is essentially what I'm saying can happen in business today. For-profit businesses can step in, pursue their own self-interest while still helping solve some of society's problems and behaving in socially responsible ways. A couple of the businesses that are doing that today, one of them is Zipcar. Zipcar is a car-sharing company that went public in April of 2011, and they've seen huge profits ever since. And their focus has been on revolutionizing alternative transportation to combat congestion and pollution. So I have a quote here from their website that says, "It's not just about fewer cars, less congestion, and less pollution. It's about understanding why those things are a problem and finding sustainable solutions." So they're not only earning profits, they're solving a problem that society has. Pedigree Dog Food is another example. They built their brand by focusing on the need for people to adopt homeless dogs. And in 2009, their goal was to distribute 1.5 million in grants to 1,000 animal shelters. And they actually donate a bowl of food every time they get a Facebook fan. And they have been very successful and profitable. So those are two examples of businesses that have not only realized profits while behaving socially responsible, they have made social responsibility the core of their business. So what does this mean for the future of business? It means that there is no trade-off between social responsibility and earning profits. It means that for-profit businesses can step in and help solve some of the world's biggest social issues. And that starts with corporate social responsibility, and not earning profits while considering corporate social responsibility, but making corporate social responsibility your business model. Thank you.